Hello, today I want us to talk about the new university funding model. Uh, there is a story, I don't know, this has elicited a lot of reactions from Kenyans online. I've been keenly following, and I saw it a topic of interest for us to discuss. But before we dive in, I want to thank my subscribers for your continued subscriptions and continued support to this channel. Those who have not subscribed, I want to ask you to subscribe. Give it a like, and if you are able to do that, kindly share so that we grow together. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there's a new university funding model that was brought in when President Ruto came into power. Uh, this funding model, to me, first is discriminatory. You see, some of us who went to the university some years back, I'm lucky I went to the university, and during our time, I really felt good, nice. Imagine being in a university or in a school with someone who went to Alliance, somebody else went to Nairobi school. Name these big schools, Kenya High. And you see now I came from a smaller village school, a polling station to be specific. But that was my school, a school known as Secondary School. And when I went to Pwani University, I met with people from Nairobi High, Alliance, Kapsabet Boys, these big schools. And we were there in the university because of one thing. We were told that education is an equalizer. By then, this one was an equalizer because whether you are in national school or extra county or county school or day school, any school, we met in the university. That was our time. But when Ruto came into power, that is 20 months ago, things have changed. And there is a new university funding model whereby it is said the students who are most vulnerable, they are given 82% by the government, and then they are given a loan of 18%. That is vulnerable. Then we have those who are extremely poor. They are given 70% funding by the government, and then a loan of 30%. Those students who are needy, they are called needy, they are given 53% by the government and 40% loan. And then the parents are asked to pay 7% of the money from their pockets. Those who are less needy, or we can say that those are among, we can say those the rich, they are given 38% government funding and a loan of 55%, and then the parent is asked to pay 7%. I want you to understand that. So now we are classifying our children. Now we are classifying our children in categories. So I don't know, maybe I don't know, those people are making these models. I don't know. Now me, who I come from the village, which category will I be falling in? Somebody who's in Nairobi, how can he know my potential or the ability? Because maybe my father is just a farmer, and then you go and look for the records in agriculture, Ministry of Agriculture, say he normally buys 2 bags of fertilizer. Now that one is another category of needy, or you can say, this one is not needy, this is less needy. And then the problem with this model is there is no formula to determine these children, someone who is vulnerable, someone who is less needy or extremely poor, and then someone who is needy. There is no an exact formula. Now, how will someone in Nairobi get to know the financial ability of someone from my village in Soliat? How will someone in Nairobi know that? How will you, which category, which criteria will you use to determine that this one is needy, this one is not needy? That's the problem with this model. And you see, during our time, whether you are needy, whether you are not needy, whether you are less needy, we were given, the government pays for you all the fees. We are only paying 20,000. 20,000 ideas, those are small things for the university, like paying part-time lecturers, things like paying for Wi-Fi, water, electricity. Just some few logistics here and there. We are paying around 16 to 20,000, between 16 to 20,000, based on the course, depending on the course. Now, today, somebody is asked a course like mine. I'm taking education. I can see in Pwani University, we were paying 16,000. in for educational course. Today they ask to pay 200,000, 180,000 for the same course that I paid for 20,000. So when you look at the fee structures, you see sometimes parents who are in the very don't understand even such a kind of model. They may lose their life because of such huge amounts. I can imagine if my dad was given a fee structure of 200,000 just because I had to go to the university, and then you come back home and you are employed under the JSS, you are paid 17,000 after spending almost $1 million for school fees. So this model to me is discriminatory, and if the government, you see, we were given, we were funded by government, we were paying 16,000, and then you are given an help loan, minimum of 40,000 and maximum of 60,000. So supposing you are given 40, in that 40, 20%, that is 20,000 per semester. So in that 20,000, if you pay 4,000, 4,000 goes straight to directly to the fees. You remain with 16,000. You can still pay the school fees and remain with upkeep money. Now you are asked to pay 93%, then you are given a loan of 7%, and that is it. No, there is no money for upkeep. So to me, the government, you see, there are a lot of complaints by them, even including this model, even in high school and primary. There is this issue of the government issuing bursaries. We have a bursary for the MCA, a bursary for the MP, a bursary for the women rep, a bursary for the governor, a bursary even for president. You see, I saw some post by the Chief Justice Martha Kome, and I really support this idea, where instead of us giving bursaries to all these people, why don't we just take all these monies, because they are roughly around how many million? Millions of money, or is it billion? Around some billions. We take all this money, we combine them and put them in the Ministry of Education, instead of giving an MP money for bursary. You see now, these people, they normally see it like they are doing me a favor to give you that bursary, like they took the money from their own pockets. So somebody imagines that they took the money from their own pocket to give you, to pay for you. And I saw even other MPs going to an extent of making placards for children to thank them for giving them bursary. Seriously? Seriously? We have come to that level in this system of education. So I support the idea by Martha Kome, and I see that is the idea that many Kenyans are buying. Instead of even all these useless models that they are coming up with now, instead of coming up with such models, what we should do is let us take that money that we are supposed to give them as funding. I saw it's a lot of billions, and I'm sure if all those monies, the one for funding and the loans that they are giving to the kids, if they are all combined and they are sent to the universities as capitation, I can tell you the university education will be free of charge. Because now tell me, so it's okay, we assume I am from that category of less needy, where I'm given 38% by the government, and then I'm given a loan of 55%. Imagine 55% of, assume the fees of medicine. Medicine you are paying around 300,000. So 55% of 300,000 around 160, 170,000. And then you are given a loan of 177,000 per year. Multiply that by 4, you'll be leaving school with a debt of 500,000, $500,000 as debts, and you are being told you come from a well-able family, and you are supposed to take such a loan to pay for your university education. So that one, it will leave a lot of parents and these kids in debt. You see, we were given a loan of, I think I took a total of 160,000 because I was given 40 every year, 160. That one, as a teacher, I can pay that, paying slowly. But now imagine a loan of 500,000. If I calculate my salary, if I calculate a salary of somebody like a teacher, somebody has taken a course of teaching. A teacher is paid, let us give it roughly of net pay of 40-something thousand, let us 42,000. You multiply that by 40,000, you multiply that by how many? By 10, it is 400. You are not even near to that 500. You will have to work for many years before you clear that debt that has been brought by such kind of a model. So I think the people around the president should advise him. And this ministry, the Ministry of Education, in fact, not the president. I blame the people in the ministry. These people have lost touch with the ground. They don't understand what is going on in the universities. And if you somebody was complaining that also the problem comes from the VCs, where the VCs are supporting this model. I don't know why they're supporting it. I think I should do more research on that. Why should the VC support such kind of model where a lot of children are rendered poor? And if that's for a former model that we are paying only 16,000 per semester, there were a lot of dropouts. Tell me now that we are having such kind of a model. You have a fee structure of 180,000, 300 something thousand. Where will we go to such kind of a model? This model is a total failure. The president should be told. In fact, if those people were there, those who are keenly following on this issue, very few students, a small percentage applied for the university education because it's no longer lucrative. It was very lucrative during our times because you were paid for by the government. So almost like 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 you are going to school for some few amounts of money. But now people will perish, and I'm telling you, if we continue this model, there is no future generation. Those people will be going to the university. The university will be for the rich only. Because with such kind of a model, I'm telling you, we can't. We are not going to go anywhere. We'll be a country full of debts, joblessness, and the way out here, life is tough. Anyway, for today, let us end it there. But you can leave your comments in the comment section so that I can get from you what do you understand by this kind of model. What is your opinion on this model? Maybe somebody can convince me otherwise that this model will work. But to me, this model is a total failure. It's a flop. Thank you very much. Subscribe, like, share, leave a comment. Thank you.